I think you should not be following what exactly I do 100% of the time, right? And of course, like not there's not enough people that is following me, but even if you are like among the 500 or 1,000 guys who have watched me, you should not be following exactly how I do work, right? Because there is a few traits in me that I don't like, right? And there's a few traits in me that has made this journey very slow for me. And that is the most common thing that I find in my daily schedule that's hindering my growth, right? That is overthinking, right? Which is a positive trait in certain scenarios, right? But I think like lack of focus and then combine that with overthinking makes you focus on things that's not as relevant right now, right? And so what happens is like you overanalyze and get into that side of things, but you lack the focus to execute it. So consistency and lack of focus is lack of consistency and lack of focus is is the main reason that we only booked like 40 meetings so far. When in case this actually had to be done in the first month, right? Okay, I give myself January, but in month of February we should have had at least like 40 appointments booked. And the number of cold calls that we have done is about like 2,000 something. Like I personally have done about 2,000 cold calls, right? And then from there we got about 40 meetings. So 2,000 cold calls is something that has to be done every month. Actually more than that, right? You need to do at least 100 hours a day for 20 active days, then that's like 2,000. But if you can actually, ideally, if you have someone to take care of the sales calls the way I have, right? In our team, Ian is taking care of the sales calls and I'm taking care of booking the meetings. Ignore my fumbling, but I'm taking care of booking the meetings, right? And if I'm not booking meetings consistently 5 to 7 every day, then it's not going anywhere. Because the problem is not that 40 meetings is not enough to get to 10 clients. It's not enough, right? The goal for us is to get 10 clients on a trial as soon as possible, so that we can learn from that process and have someone to take care of the service delivery entirely, right? And that has to be under control. So we don't have the control right now. And the reason is because we just had like 40 appointments booked, and that's booked appointment, not sales calls. And our show up rate also sucks, right? It's about like 30% to 35%. It has to be at least minimum. It has to be a 50%, right? 50 to 60%. That's the minimum range. And I think we can make it. We have the system, but we have not been executing again. It's lack of focus and consistency, right? So that's the reason I don't think you should be following me in these traits. So you should not be comparing my journey to yours and say that, you know what, yeah, I'm okay, because these guys also are working for 3 months and they only got like, I have like 9 to 10 more appointments videos to upload. So right now there's like 15 more videos of me booking appointments to upload, right? But yeah, so you should not be saying that, you know what, these guys got like 13 sales calls in 3 months and that is the norm. That is not the norm. It should be like 50 sales calls done every month. That is the ideal goal, right? Not even that, actually 100 sales calls a month. That means with 60% show up rate, at least there has to be like 180 meetings booked. That should be the norm, right? And that's what we are striving as well. So if that is a goal, then you compare yourself to that. That is what I would say, is a proper comparison. And don't compare it to us and our goal, because we lack in a lot of stuff. That is the reason we are beginners, right? We're not making $10,000 a month. And also one more important thing that I wanted to share is like, I see this comment a lot, right? That how many clients do you have? How much have you made? What's your MRR and fucking stuff? Like these are like useless questions. Like even if I share that, what exactly will that answer give you? What exactly will that give you? Nothing. So don't waste on focusing on things that's not relevant to your journey right now. Even if I'm not making 10,000, I'm not making 10,000 a month, right? So when I'll make 10,000, I'll share that with you. And then I'll be sharing, how exactly we did what we did. And if you keep following my journey, I always share what's working, what's not working. Just for example, I'm giving you some relevant metrics to compare yourself with, right? And if there is something that I think like I'm lacking in, and you should not be comparing yourself with me and with that side of me, then I'll mention that as well. Simple and easy. I keep fumbling. Okay, anyways, so that question, please do not comment that question anymore, right? What's your MRR? I'm less than 10K a month, right? Even like less than 5K a month consistently. We're not making enough money, and we don't have enough clients. We only had like 3 to 4 clients from past that did not go well. It was 2 of them was from different niche, and from this niche, from the cold calling, we're still figuring out exactly how to have the sales calls, the number of sales calls higher, and then from that sales call, what exactly is the type of sales process that will work. And once we have that process work, then we can replicate, right? it's similar to, like if you have not booked 10 meetings, then focus on booking 10 meetings, and then focus on booking 100 meetings, and then you will find a new problem that, not everyone is showing up, and then you focus on that problem, that how many exactly, how to get the show up rates from 20%, 35%, 30% to even like 70%. That would be the next goal, right? And then you will see, okay, 70 people out of 100, we booked 100 meetings, 70 of them showed up, and now, out of 70 people, not even 5 people are buying from me, right? Then there is some problem with your sales process. But I would say this: if you focus on, this is my experience in marketing and sales for the last 3 years, right, in different industries. I've made like $10,000 last year from something else, right? Selling a software, selling a digital training program to B2C, right? Business to business and business to consumer. So from that experience, I've sold like proper 300, 500 plus tickets sold, right? Product sales, right? Number of sales, and those were not like $1,000 sales. It was like 70, 100, 150, 200, something like that. So in that range also, the sales process is similar, and there's something called law of average, right? And in law of average, what happens is, like, if you ask something to 100 people, then at least 20% of them will say yes if it's like a business to business, right? If it's like business to consumer, then there's going to be like 5% always converting. And of course, like, if you can improve your sales process, if you can improve yourself as a salesperson, then you ask the better questions, you diagnose better, and then you have better closing statements. You close better, right? The system is better. Then what happens is, like, this 20%, which is usually 20% in your industry, might go to 40%, 50%, which is 5% in your industry, might go to 9%, 12%, 15%. In some cases, 20% as well. So what happens is, like, you focus on, how can I get to more people, right? That is the marketing side of things. And then the sales process can have, you can work on the sales. So that is what the main goal is. So if you have to ask some questions that you think will, I need some help with this, ask the right questions. And the right questions will always be like, how can I get more appointments? Because if you don't have 100 appointments, which we don't have yet, so if we don't have 100 appointments, there is no point looking at the data to see, what exactly is the sales problem, what exactly is the, the business problem, how exactly can we make more profits, is irrelevant questions. So yeah, book more meetings, and I'll keep sharing with you I used to remove my pitch, but then I thought, it's useless, because otherwise there's no point sharing this with you. So I'll not edit the pitch anymore. I'll try to share the pitch as much as possible, so that you have an understanding how exactly I message my offer, right? And that offer doesn't matter. Like, offer, you can make your own offer, but then the messaging has to be in a certain way so that it works, right? So yeah, this is what I wanted to share with you guys, that the most important factors are the first factors, right? If there's no flow inside the system, then the system doesn't make sense, right? Talking about the system and increasing the efficiency of the system doesn't make sense when there's no flow inside the system. That's what I've learned, right? And that's what we are focusing on. So I appreciate you supporting and focusing on us, but I would like to point out what exactly is something that I think will help you if you focus on our part, and what exactly should you not focus on us right now, like to looking up to us in that aspect. The first and foremost thing that you can look up to us, which I am confident enough that we have cracked it is cold calling and booking appointments, right? Because not just me, we booked like 40 appointments for our agency, but then in the community itself, there's like 80 plus meetings booked in 1.5 months, right? By 10 other guys combined. So not only did we book ourselves, but I also helped them. I shared the same structure with them, and that worked for them as well. So this structure works, right? So you can look up to that, the cold calling structure, not to me or to Jan, but the structure that we have found in the last 3 months of executing and dialing hundreds and thousands of numbers. So far, maybe I have done maybe about 3,500 cold calls, right? Just me, and it is not enough. So my goal would be, like, I actually target like 6,000 cold calls a month. That is the target for me, so that if I have a list of 6,000 businesses, I can cold call them every month, and slowly by the 6th month or 12th month, I'll be a familiar name for most of them, right? So that is the ideal goal. But 6,000 cold calls is what I would ideally like to target a month. But then in the last 4 months, Jan, Feb, March, April, but in the 4 months I did about 3,500. So not even, so I'm way behind my target, right? So yes, and what you should not be focusing on and looking up to us is our consistency and the speed of growth. The speed of progress is immensely lacking behind. We're working on that. There's like a lot of stuff that comes up. If you're like 16, 17, 19, 20, then you have no idea how much of an advantage that you have, because now your family doesn't depend upon you entirely. So right now, just for example, I'm in a hotel room right now, and it's because we had to come up with a hospital emergency and a health checkup. So that takes a lot of time for the day. And then yesterday all day I was roaming from here and there, going from here this hotel to that hotel, about 4 hours a day just gone there. And I had to pick my mom up from airport. That's 4 hours. So entire day, 8 hours of traveling and journey from here and there. About 60 hours total traveled yesterday. So that what happens then is, what that does is, you are tired when it starts. When the work starts, when it's time to jump on calls and do the tasks, you are very tired, and the lack of focus is there. So you have to shift your mindset from focus from here to there and then back to this. So if you're young, 21, 20, I'm 27 right now, right? So for me, 27, I'm looking back to me when I was 21, 22. So you have immense amount of time with yourself. Even if you think I have a lot of stuff to do, it's not as important, right? Because right now, I would just give you an example. Because if I don't do it, right, then there's no one else to do. If you don't do it, then at least someone in the family can take care of it at this, at the moment, for the time being. Let's consider that, right? So you have that option to do it. So go all in. I would say dial 200 a day, get a A2P registered phone number, right? Of course, it's going to cost money. This is a very important question. I got this question a lot of times, so maybe I'll answer this. What exactly I use for my cold calls? Initially, I started with Skype, and now I'm using Go High Level phone number, right? The reason why I choose Skype to begin with, that's what I would suggest you as well. Begin with Skype, so that it's a little bit cheaper than Go High Level, right? But it takes a long time, right? So if you have to practice cold calling, if you've not decided your niche yet, that's when you use Skype, right? So Skype will help you spend $8 to $10 a month, and then you can do unlimited dials, and then you can fumble, you can mess up, you can it just basically gives more freedom to fuck up and do more dials, overcome the fear of cold calling. And then once you have something that's working, you book your first five appointments. Then you switch to high level, because now you have something that's proven, and now all you need to do is save more time and do more dials in the same time, and that will be done in high level. And also the show up rates will be improved in high level, because immediately on the phone call you can just book the confirmation appointment on the phone call while they're on the phone, and then immediately that triggers the workflow and everything is automated. So you don't have to it's like a hands-free process where they keep getting information from you, touch points from you, and the show up rates are improved. So that's when I use high level. So that's the reason right now we use only high level. And any other question that I think was missing? Yeah, there's a very popular common question is, how do I get the name of the business owners? I do get the name of the business owners because I have a team member who does manual research for this, and we pay him 5,000, actually 6,000 rupees, which is about $70, right? About $70 for 1,000 list of 1,000, right? So actually, you know what? No. We used to pay him $70, $75. Right now we actually pay him $100. So $100 for a list of 1,000 businesses with the business owner's name and the Facebook page, or basic details. Of course, we could use lead sourcing softwares, but we don't use it because it doesn't exactly give us what we are looking for. But when Salman, his name is Salman, so when he does it, he takes the time to manually scrape the leads from the internet, and every day we have 70 dials, 70 phone numbers to dial. So over the period of a month we have 1,200 numbers, and we pay $100 a month. So that's the source of our us knowing how exactly what's the name of the business owner. But also, not every business has it's not easy to find every business owner's name. So there are times when I don't have the business owner's name, but still we book the meeting, right? I'm going to share the next video that I'm going to share is probably going to be with someone who I don't know his name, her name, and still we book the meeting, and then I ask to share her name, right? So it's possible, it's not that impossible. So yeah, that's what I would say, focus on the effectiveness of cold calling in the SMMA, right? That is what you can look up to us, and I'm sure it will immensely help you. I'll share all my hundreds of appointments that I'm going to book when we hit 100. I'm going to share all 100 of them on YouTube. Plus, then I'll be extending the goal from 100 to 1,000, right? I really like doing cold calls now. So yeah, that being said, look up to that, but don't look up to our speed. We really lag behind. We we are going at 2.5x slower speed. So it should have been 2.5x more, but we are like 2.5x behind. We have to catch up to that. Every day 5 meetings is the target. Every day 5 meetings. We're looking forward to how to make that happen. And I'll keep sharing with you, keep supporting. Thank you for all the support that we have received so far, and do let me know what relevant questions that you would like for me to help you with, because right now we are mostly focusing on getting more meetings and getting more people to show up. Getting more meetings and getting more people to show up. That's it, right? Nothing else. The sales process will automatically be improved because Jan is taking care of that. And once he takes care of that, once we have like 20 closes, then he's gonna come up and share with you exactly the sales side of things. I don't care about that part, right? So that's not my forte. It's not my department. So he's gonna be taking care of the sales calls and the onboarding experience, and then we both of us will be onboarding. So as we keep on growing, right, the steps that we are in, that's what I'm going to be sharing, and that's what I would request you guys to ask more questions so that you can get the most out of exactly what we have hands-on experience. And please don't ask like cliche questions that's like useless. The people who ask like how much are you making, how much a month are you making, what the fuck will you do with that response? If I make 50K a month, how will your life change? It's not going to change. If I make $5,000 a month, or even if I make $500 a month, it's not going to change your life, right? You're not going to get any value from it. If you ask me how exactly can I get more business owners' name, if you ask me how can I, dial more in the less time, if you ask me what exactly is the phone number, which area phone number should I use so that I get the most amount of pickups, when other time I can call more so that I get more amount of pickups, which states have worked best for you. These are like questions that will actually help you solve the problem right now that you're in, and then go to level 2, right? You're in level 1 facing this problem, we're in level 5, right? So ask like level 2, 3, 4 questions, which I know we have done trial and error, and then we know the answers to, so that you can ask me the question. I can have my focus, this is a very good problem that I think will help others, and then I can share that with you, right? So ask relevant questions. Don't ask like useless don't ask questions like a retard, right? So you're not like a consumer, you are someone, you're an entrepreneur. Ask like entrepreneurs. And from now on I'm gonna ignore any comments that's like useless. If I don't have any response to that, remember it's useless. So anyways, see you in the next video, and keep sharing your journey as well. I would love to, if you actually, if you have started cold calls because after you watched me do it, then do record your videos. Even if you're not inside the community, I would suggest you being a part of the community, because we do like weekly calls and stuff. I go through, I can actually help you do it in the right way. But anyways, if you're not inside the community, because not everyone can be at the end, so if you are not inside this, then share with me, in my WhatsApp you can share that, hey, this is I've done the cold calls, and here's my recording. I can share that with people, right? So it's going to inspire a lot of other people to start cold calling as well. Cold calling is the most effective thing that I've found so far, and trust me, I was super afraid of it. I never thought that I would do it. Anyways, see you in the next video. Cheers.